Hello everybody, it's your girl Angel from the Rant channel. Welcome back to my channel. So, today, I went to go see the Conjuring last Rites. And it did not exceed my expectations. I'm not saying that the movie sucked or that it was really god awful to where I wouldn't recommend it. I would say this: if you're someone who really loves The Conjuring and you're someone like me who really got into these movies and just loved the love story between Anna and Lorraine and loved the scary scares, then yes, I will 100% say if you've been watching The Conjuring since 2013 when it came out and you want to see what their last case is like, then I 100% recommend it. But if you go in thinking, oh, this movie is going to be the best out of the entire trilogy, or it's going to be, oh, the best scary movie of 2025, I would say no. I didn't see some of the movies that came out this year, like Sinners or Weapons or whatever the case may be. I just got into the Conjuring franchise. Like, I remember watching the very first Conjuring movie, but then I didn't really remember it too much. So, I don't know what happened. I just was in that mood of watching scary movies, and I watched The Conjuring. I watched all three of them, and I'm thinking, like, you know what? These movies are fantastic. I love Patrick Wilson's and Vera Farmiga's chemistry, top notch. I love the real, true aspect of it, and them capturing the real life, true events in the movies. I was a big fan. But I feel like in Conjuring's Last Rites, I have a really big issue with it. Like, I don't know, I was sitting in the movie theater for 2 hours and 15 minutes like the movie Rant, right? And, I got my phone here just in case I say anything that's incorrect so I can correct myself. Yes, Conjuring Last Rites was 2 hours and 15 minutes. I feel like this movie was entirely too long. I feel like it had some filler. I feel like it had scenes in here that I would have cut out that I feel like just was not important. I feel like it took way too long for Ellen and Lorraine to get involved in the case. Now, I'm not going to be one of those fans who come in here and say, oh, they showed the Smurl family way too much. First of all, I didn't have an issue with them showing the Smurl family. Because I went to the movies with my sister and seen it. And she's never seen a Conjuring movie ever a day in her life. But she wanted to go see it with me, and she said she thought the movie was decent. I do too. Like, I would have to give The Conjuring a 7 out of 10. Due to it feeling like, due to it just like it was something missing. Like, I don't know, like it just felt like something was off when I was watching this movie. I think number one, they should have had James Wan come back and direct this movie. Like, I know he, gave up directing and things like that to Michael Kravis, is that his name? Michael Kravis. I don't like Michael Kravis' directing style when it comes to The Conjuring. I don't know. I just feel like James Wan, since he knew what he was looking for when it came to his franchise, that it just makes sense for him to be the one who directs the last movie, who just glues it all together. Like, I don't know. I feel like if we would have got him to direct this movie, there wouldn't have been so much filler in it, honestly, because, like, everybody shits on the third movie for The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. But I'm taking that movie over this any day. The only thing I would say that The Conjuring Last Rites have over The Devil Made Me Do It is that it actually, well, not even that, because The Conjuring Last Rites didn't feel scary to me at all. It didn't feel scary to me at all. What I would say is that the demons in here were more scary than the witch in The Devil Made Me Do It. I feel like the witch, and that's another thing too that I'm gonna have to mention while I'm talking about this. But like I said, I don't like that James Wan did not direct the last movie. I just felt like it just made sense for him to direct it because, like I said, he kind of knows what he's looking for when it comes to this franchise and what he wants to see and what he wants the vision to be like. And I just feel like since the dude Michael has always been known to be someone, I don't know, who was, I guess, doing props and all of a sudden wants to direct, that's like asking a lot to where it's like, for the most part, I feel like he doesn't really know what he's doing. Like, The Devil Made Me Do It isn't a bad movie. It's just I feel like a lot of people didn't like it because it didn't have the haunted house aspect of it. That's not what bothered me when it came to The Devil Made Me Do It. I thought the movie was just really like, it's not bad. The Devil Made Me Do It is not bad at all. It's just, I don't know what I would say was wrong with that, honestly. It is my least favorite one out of the three. Like, I would still take Conjuring Last Rites over The Devil Made Me Do It. But like I said, there are some things in that movie that they do right that they did not do in Conjuring Last Rites. For The Devil Made Me Do It, I would say the only thing I didn't like was the whole court aspect of it. Like, I'm not really a fan. I am someone who do like the haunted house aspect of it. But, you know, this is based off what happened in their true life case files, so I couldn't really be too upset with it, but I didn't like the whole court case idea. Now, for Conjuring Last Rites, because this is what this is mainly about, so we're just going to keep it right on that topic. Okay, so when it comes to the Conjuring Last Rites, like I said, I was going to the movie theater to be expected to be blown off my feet, and I was not. Like I said, I'm going to have to get the Conjuring Last Rites a 7 out of 10 due to there being some things in this movie that I feel like did not need to be in it and that I would have respectively wrote out. Like I said, a lot of fans who went and watched the movie complained about them showing the Smurl family too much. I didn't have an issue with them showing the Smurl family because every Conjuring movie has to show the family and how the paranormal activity is, you know, and the demonic and things like that is affecting the family. My issue with them showing the Smurl family is that we did not see the demons as much. Like, you would think since, like, I don't know, since the first few hours of the movie was really focused on the Smurl family. Wasn't even focused on the Warrens. They gave the Warrens that first few, that opening of the movie, they gave that to them. Like, you know, with Ed and Lorraine having their baby and Judy being like a stillborn for like a minute and then coming, you know, being able to breathe and, you know, she coming alive and things of that nature. You see that Ed and Lorraine, you know, started very young when it came to ghost activity, and you know, that Mira was like an evil entity that wanted to latch itself onto Judy. You know, that's why Lorraine wanted to labor early. So basically, after Lorraine gives birth to Judy, they just shows a monologue of, you know, them raising Judy together and, you know, they cute little family and things of that nature, and how at an early age Judy was seeing things and Lorraine was teaching her how to block them out by singing a song that rhymes. So they pretty much gave the Warrens that little opening monologue to show, you know, their family. Then they focused on the Smurl family for the whole, not the whole movie, but for like the first few hours of the movie. I feel like my issue with the Smurl family is that in the trailer, they really made it seem like, oh, this family was really hunted by this demonic and But when you watch the movie, it didn't feel like that because like I said, most of the time the demons didn't do shit. Like, if you're gonna show the Smurl family, show the demons doing what the fuck they're supposed to do. Like, it ain't like most of the time when they show the Smurl family that they was just sitting around being one big ass happy family. No, half the time they was just sitting around not doing shit. So it's like, all right, let's do a scare. Like, it's time for a fucking scare. Like, let's do it. Like, I don't know. Like, they showed the Smurl family a lot for most of the time for it to be nothing that was happening. Like, they did not need to show a whole scene with the sisters arguing in the bedroom and throwing out a mirror. That's not important. They could have cut that out. Like, completely cut it out. They could have cut it out. I liked the scene with the chandelier crashing through the table, you know, showing that first entity that, you know, on, what was it? Their daughter's confirmation. I don't remember anyone's names from the Smurl family. I'm be 100. Other than Janet and Jack Smurl, the parents, that's it. And then they one daughter named Dawn. That's it. The one who caulked up glass. That was it. I don't even remember her name. The other three girls, they barely spoke and they didn't do shit the entire movie. So I don't know why they I don't know why they casted such a big cast. I know because of the real life entity of it being 8 people who live in the house, but in the real case, they said that all the people who was living in the house saw the demonic things, saw the demons. So why was it only Dawn and the other sister who saw it, and their little sister who saw the demon when her dog was possessed? And then obviously there was a scene when the dad got sexually assaulted by one of the demons. My issue is I didn't have an issue with the movie showing the Smurl family. My issue is that when they showed the Smurl family, half of the time it was them doing nothing. They could have cut out the whole scene with Father Gordon coming to visit the Smurl family. That is not important, and who the fuck cares for Father Gordon? They could have cut out his entire death scene. That's filler. I do not give a shit. They could have cut out... It just, I feel like the 2-hour time, it felt like filler. Like, the movie was barely wrapped around In the Rain. I thought this was their last chapter. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga barely got any screen time together. Like, where the fuck were they scenes at? They only had a few scenes together. Like, I don't understand. Like usually, they usually get a lot of screen time, you know, dedicating and showing their love for one another. In this movie, they barely got any of that. Like, Judy's fiance pissed me off the entire movie because he's a poop butt. Like, Judy's fiance, Tony, is a poop butt. Why the fuck, in the last scene, when they beat the mirror by the power of friendship and strength, I wanted to say that because the dude, I've been seeing all over the media that people were mad that they beat the mirror by the power of friendship. I just want to say that. Honestly, I like when they all put their hands on the mirror together beating it, because it just shows how strong they are when they are in numbers than being apart. But Judy's fiance Tony pisses me off so bad because he's such a fucking poop butt. Why the fuck was he still laying on the ground after they got Judy to breathe again? Why the fuck are you still laying on the ground? Like, why the fuck are you still laying there? Like, why? Like, why are you laying there? He couldn't do nothing right. He couldn't do shit right. This nigga asked him to pull the car around so they could put the mirror in the motherfucking car. This nigga crashed into the motherfucking gate. I know he saw the demon. But still, though, like, come on now. This nigga crashed into the motherfucking gate. He trying to open up the door when Judy was possessed. Couldn't get the motherfucking door open. Like, he was just fucking useless. Like, I understand. And then Judy, she pissed me off because they would tell her little ass to not get involved, stop doing the most. She would turn around and still go look upstairs in the attic and then turn around and do this and go by herself. It's like, Judy, why the fuck do you keep walking up by yourself? Why the fuck do you keep getting into things all by yourself? Sit the fuck down. Like, why the fuck did she keep going off alone? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Sit down, have a seat. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? Like, Ed and Lorraine didn't even want to help the Small family for real. They didn't want anything to do with them. They came here to get Judy and said, oh, we done. We're not doing cases no more, you know, and shit like that. Like, they stopped doing cases due to Ed's health and, you know, his heart attack. Judy kind of forced them to help the Small family. They didn't want shit to do with them. They didn't want to help them, like, at all. You find there's 3 demons living in a house that's trying to kill the family, a man with an axe, a young woman, and an elderly woman. Basically, you know, causing all the mayhem with the family. They didn't live in the house, but it was a farmland, and the young lady had an affair, and the husband or boyfriend, whoever, the axe man, the man who was walking around with an axe in the movie, killed her elderly mother, pretty much because she was cheating. That's that. So, yeah, like, I don't feel like Michael Craven should have directed this movie. I definitely feel they should have got James Wan to come back and do the last movie. I think if he would have came back, there would have been a different vision for the movie. Like, I don't know. I just feel like when I was watching the movie, I just feel like something was missing. I definitely feel like, excuse me, I didn't feel like the movie was long, and like I said, for the most part, there were like a lot of scenes in the movie that, well, not a lot, where there was some scenes in the movie I feel like they could genuinely cut out. Like, I enjoyed them showing Ed's birthday because it's like shit. Like, are we gonna get at least a fucking scene with the Warrens? At least, because they barely had any scenes together in this movie at all. It was really all about the Smurl family. Like, I'm not even gonna cap, for real, a little too much. Like if this was, I feel like for this to be the last movie where you don't see Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, act together, maybe, and this is the last movie they're gonna be working as Ed and Lorraine Warren. I think this was like a really unsatisfying way. Like, in my opinion, like, I don't know. I just feel like they could have did something more to write this movie better. Like, it could have been a different vision for the movie. Like, don't get me wrong, there were some scenes in the movie I actually did really enjoy. Like, I enjoyed the kitchen scene with Ed and Lorraine, on his birthday. I liked when, Tony, Judy's boyfriend, asked for their blessing to marry her. Even though on some aspect I could understand where Ed was coming from, and I understand where Lorraine was coming from. Life is too short to, like, not wanting to spend it with the person you love and second guessing should you get married, should you not. At the end of the day, Judy and Tony are grown. If they are too young to get married or it's too early for them to get married, that is something down the road that they're going to feel later on down the road. But, like Lorraine said, her and Ed were very young when they knew that they loved each other and they wanted to spend the rest of their lives with each other. It's not any different. So for him to say, oh, it was a different time back then, listen, you already do so much when you're young. Who says that you can't get married? Like, you feel me? Like, if you know this person is for you, if you just know, then why wait? Kind of like Lorraine said, like, we were so young we got engaged, but deep down we just knew. Like, we knew we wanted to spend the rest of our lives every day, every minute with each other, so we didn't wait. I get where it was coming from. Like, you and Judy only been dating for 6 months. That's pretty fast. And you went out and bought a ring after only being with my daughter for 3 weeks. How do you even know that you truly want to spend the rest of your life with her? Like, you don't want to wait it out? Like, you feel me? Like, I get where it was coming from. I thought it was really funny when Tony was like, yeah, I'll come back a month later. He said, a month? Like, no, nigga, I'm not talking about a month. Maybe a year. A few months. Shit. But, again, I get where it was coming from. Like, whoa, like, Judy is the only child. That is the little girl. And I get where he was coming from. He wanted to protect her because Judy was a stillborn, and that was the most traumatic and longest minute of him and Lorraine's lives to where they never want to be there again. I feel like they could have done more on displaying Judy and Ed's relationship. It felt like they had no relationship at all. It felt like she was really close with just Lorraine. That's it. Due to them both sharing the psychic power of seeing demonic entities, for them to really connect with that. But at the same time, it was like Ed was so concerned about her happiness and her not getting married so young. They could have done something to show a scene where she could at least tell her dad not to worry. She's with a man who loves her, so there's no need for him to be overprotective. Like, they could at least did that. But no, they made it seem like they just wrote it as if Ed was being an asshole and just didn't want to accept Tony as Judy's boyfriend, or whatever it might be. Like I said, they could have done more to display Judy and Ed's relationship. All the scenes with Ed and Lorraine, I enjoyed for what they were, even though they didn't have a lot of scenes together. I did enjoy them. Like, I enjoyed the wedding scene when she said that, she saw a vision of them in the future, them growing old together, and Judy and Tony having more kids, and them, spending time with their grandchildren. They finally got time to write their first book, which was a complete disaster. They never stopped helping people. They still went out and made adventures together, even with them growing old. Like, grow old together, die together. That was always their goal. So that was beautiful when she shared that last vision. And obviously the post-credits of them showing, like, she was there by Ed's side when he, tragically passed away after he had a stroke. And, like, I think the movie The Conjuring universe did a really good job at displaying the love between Ed and Lorraine. You know, like just showing the love that they have for each other, genuine, pure love that you don't find today. Which sucks, you know, because nowadays it's just so hard, and they made it seem like it's hard, but it shouldn't be that hard, if that makes sense. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. One thing this movie lacked, scariness. This movie was not scary at all. It had jump scares, but it wasn't like scary. Like, the scariest movie out of the Conjuring universe is the second movie. That is the best Conjuring movie, and it was the one with the most scares. Like, I was really expecting this movie to sweep me off my motherfucking feet, and every scene that they did that was supposed to be scary, I did not get scared. Like, the only scene I could really say I've jumped up at was two scenes, which was the living room scene with the daughter, when the axe dude came out of the shadows and tried to, you basically chase her around the living room with the axe. I jumped at that scene, and I jumped at the scene when, actually, no, there's more than two scenes. There's three of them, if I'm not being, I'm going to just say them and then count on my fingers to see how many that was. So like I just said, the first scene was with the X-Men when he was, chasing the daughter around the living room with the axe. And then there was another scene where Annabelle like got taller and was chasing Judy down the hallway. I thought that was pretty scary. When Judy pushed Lorraine down the steps into the basement, and Lorraine, you know, was being chased around in blood by the Axeman. I thought that was scary. Like, Judy being possessed for like a couple of minutes of the movie was so great. I actually liked that because the actress who played Mia, she did a good job at being possessed. You know, like, I ain't like when she threw the dog up against the wall because, you know, I'm a fucking animal lover. So that, I was like, oh, I don't know about all of that. But, you know, everything else was cool. You know, like, you know, her walking up to Ed and basically giving this nigga a heart attack. He dropped all his pills. Well, he was able to catch one. And Jenna's husband, Jack, this nigga's a poop butt too, because this nigga Ed specifically told him not to look at the motherfucking mirror. This nigga look at it, twist his motherfucking ankle to where they drop the mirror. Now he can't carry this bitch. Now they leave all the heavy lifting work up to Ed. The nigga with the heart problems. Like, what he should have done is tell that nigga Jack to pull the car around and told Tony to help him carry that motherfucking mirror out. Because why is the person with all the heart problems doing all the heavy lifting? He could barely breathe. He could barely catch his fucking breath. This nigga almost passed out after a ping pong match with Tony. Y'all want him to carry a fucking mirror down a flight of stairs? Make it make sense. Like, make it make sense. You feel me? But like I said, I enjoyed Judy being possessed. I thought that was great. Do I think it was scary? Not really. Like I said, this guy called on TikTok. He really hyped this movie up. Him hyping the movie up made me want to see it more. It made me excited. It made me feel like, oh, okay, this movie's going to exceed my expectations. This nigga said this movie was so scary he was holding on to his seat so tightly. I'm thinking like, I didn't feel that way at all. Not saying the movie was bad or that it sucked. It just wasn't scary. Like, it didn't have me holding on to the edge of my seat for real. Like I said, this movie wasn't really scary, and that's because I feel like something was just missing. Like, I don't know, like, this was a 2-hour movie, and you're telling me it didn't take until that last hour of the movie for it to really feel like a movie? I don't know about that. Like, that's really how I felt. I feel like when they finally got to the small house, that's when it felt like the movie fucking started. Because my sister kept telling me, when is the movie going to start? When is the movie going to start? When is the movie going to start? Like, she kept saying it because most of the scenes they were showing were fucking filler. Like, they could have scrapped out everything with Father Gordon. I did not care about that. That wasn't important to me. Like, I just did not care. Yes, he went to the small house. Yes, he touched the mirror. So now he got possessed. But it's like, again, I did not give a shit. I'm going to keep it all the way 100. I didn't care for that. So why was that in there? The funeral, all that. It could have been scrapped. All of that could have been scrapped out because it was not important. Another scene I liked was the sink scene with Lorraine when she was cleaning the dishes and her necklace with Judy's picture in it was clogging up the drain. She put it out, and there was just blood flowing everywhere, all over the counters, on the floor, over the sink. I liked that scene a lot, like I did, but I don't know. I'm a little disappointed with The Conjuring Last Rites. I ain't gonna cap. I was expecting this movie to sweep me off my feet. I was expecting to do so much more, but it just didn't. Like I said, I don't think they should have got Michael Kravitz to direct this movie. I definitely feel like something was missing. I feel like Ellen and Lorraine were robbed of having scenes. I feel like they could have done more with Ellen and Lorraine and Judy's relationship. There was just so much in the movie they could have done more. So much they could have scrapped out that was not important to me. And I'm just disappointed. Like, I will always love the Conjuring universe and everything that is done, you know, for me, as far as me enjoying the love story between Ella and Lorraine, like me basically falling in love with Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, to where I feel like they honestly should be married in real life due to their on-screen chemistry. I hope this isn't the last project we see them get to act in together, because that would be really sad. Their chemistry is so beautiful for this to really be the only thing that they act in together. So I hope down the line they do get more stuff together, because they really, really deserve it. Like, so thirsty. The chemistry is so beautiful. This shouldn't be the only franchise that they get to display it in. They should do more, whether it's TV shows, movies, whatever it might be. They should display it more. Like I said, I'm going to have to give this movie a 7 out of 10 due to it not really exceeding my expectations. I was expecting so much more, but unfortunately you don't get everything you want in life, and unfortunately life is sometimes being disappointing, whether it's with people or with movies or with TV shows. But that's all I really got to say. If I ever watch the movie again and anything changes, I will come over here and make another video. But as for right now, I'm sick about everything I said. The Conjuring Last Rites is a 7 out of 10 movie. If you're someone who's watched the Conjuring movie from the beginning, I will say yes to go and watch it so you can have your own opinion. But I stick by mine. I just feel like some fans hype this movie up. You know, that's their opinion. And I love this franchise too, but I'm not going to sit here and say that The Conjuring Last Rites was 10 out of 10 when I feel like deep down it was a 7 out of 10. So that is how I feel. It is always nice talking to y'all. Catch you on my next video.